Crazy that this man asked, who do you think is most intelligent? They said definitely not Americans, but don't know the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality.
What's good, cousins, and welcome back again on another episode today. How are you all doing? I really hope you guys are doing great. And if you're joining for the very first time as well, thank you so much for being here today. I have a video of a black guy from America who took his time to school these two UK girls because they think they can just talk. It's giving obsession at this point, and at times when I come across videos like this, I always think there's a place where these interviewers will go and pick these people to say these things, because I just can't believe that these people are going to film and say this thing in real time, knowing fully well that it's an interview and there's a higher chance that it's going to be on the media. How do you expect people to feel when they hear some of the things that comes out from your mouth? I think this should be one of the priorities that people should have, especially when it has to do with this interviews that you know is going to go online. I love how he answered them and how he made sure that they did not leave the same way he met them. I feel like they needed that moment because these people don't see anyone who is non-white as American, and they are going to use their time to make sure that they talk down on them. It's like a circle, it's like the same thing happening over and over again, but this particular one is very interesting. The original video from the guy who interviewed them has been taken down. Like, I don't know why it was taken down, but there is a lady who literally stitched to that video to talk about the entire thing that this lady said in that interview, and other people as well talking about it. So without wasting much time, I am just going to roll the clip so we can see what these two London girls have to say in this interview.
Smarter Americans?
Definitely not, no.
So some of you might have seen this video. It's been removed from TikTok, but I actually saw it on Twitter. And as infuriated as this video made me, I'm actually glad because it helps me touch on a lot of points that I constantly try to make on this app, especially to freaking Europeans.
It said black people down there don't even know what country they come from.
First of all, the anti-black sentiment reeks in this video. No one even brought up black people, and you had to come and attack black Americans. Disgusting.
Where are you born?
Here.
So if your kids are born here, where are they from?
Well,
Huh?
from London, but ethnic.
Hold on, ethnically don't matter. After four,
He does. That's
So how come whenever a white American talks about their ethnicity and they say, oh, I'm Italian, or oh, I'm Swedish, or oh, I'm Irish, all the Europeans come and say, no, you're American. You're not Irish. You're not Italian. You're like fifth generation. You don't even speak Italian. So how come that is the reaction that Europeans have when a white person in the United States tries to claim any, European ancestry?
my mom was born in America.
well, she should at least know.
My grandmother's born in America.
She should at least know.
How? Slavery was a crazy thing.
But when a black person says, oh, I was born in the U.S. and my parents were born in the U.S. and my grandparents were born in the U.S. and my great-grandparents were born in the U.S., you guys come out and say, no, but you should know your ethnicity. You don't even know what country you come from. First of all, have you never heard of slavery? A lot of these people cannot trace their ancestry, okay? And it's because they were enslaved. Like, how is that their fault? How is it their fault for not having access to their exact lineage? It's literally not. It's the fault of the people who enslaved them for no reason but racism, okay?
What country you come from?
Me, a few. I'm African and Caribbean.
Not to mention that they said that Americans are stupid, but then when the guy asked her what countries you're from, she says Africa and the Caribbean. I have personally never heard of those countries, but I'm just a stupid American who doesn't know geography, so maybe you guys could enlighten me?
So I'm not talking about the creator of this video, but I'm using it to stitch the video because the video isn't up anymore with the girls from London or whatever. It's so crazy that this man asked, who do you think is most intelligent? They said definitely not Americans, but don't know the difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. I know for other countries, it comes off that Americans are the center of the universe, but that can only happen if people allow it to happen. If people are watching us, if people are making America the center of attention, because we can just be narcissists that sit in a corner that talk about ourselves all day and no one cares. But we have videos like this and many others. This country is by far, it's very far from being the best country on this planet. But there is no denying some of the things and some of the perks that come with living in America. But for some weird reason, people see videos online and assume that all Americans act like this. And I want to touch on the anti-blackness in this video as well, but It's just so exhausting at this point that we still got to sit here and listen to people who are melanated, who are sitting up here saying that, oh, you don't know where your parents are from. Like, this planet is getting ready to explode from climate change, and you're worried about a group of people who don't know their lineage, considering they were stolen from a continent and then had their entire lineage erased and couldn't even write it down, couldn't create a family tree or anything of the sort. I just feel so sad when I see videos like this, and people don't understand the context of being Black in America from the outside world, because the rest of the world, for whatever reason, likes to act like racism doesn't exist where they are, or they like to say Americans make a big deal about race. But like I said again, don't get me wrong, this country is filled with airheads. It's filled with stupidity and people that do dumb shit. But at least if you're gonna shit on us about being stupid, at least, come correct yourself, because she couldn't even answer some of the other follow-up questions because she didn't know the answer to them as well. The pot can't call a kettle black if the damn pot black too.
You come from?
Me, a few. I'm African and Caribbean.
This is so random, but I just had to say it, and I'm not even gonna edit this footage. Like, this is just it. So, this video reminded me of a few different things. So, like, one, I had this conversation with this guy who was, his dad was from South Sudan. He grew up in random town in Nebraska. And he was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, Kansas City. And he was like, well, where are your parents from? And I was like, Kansas City. And he was like, well, where are your grandparents from? And I was like, homeboy, Kansas City. And he did not like that answer. He got very annoyed with me, and he was like, you need to look more into your culture. Even if I was able to know what I was, that would be just so confusing, because it would be a mix of tribes from all over West Africa and maybe from random other places in Africa, I don't know. And that would just take a lot of time and energy to try to connect with all of those cultures. Plus, I'm not even 100% Black. Most Black Americans are not 100% Black. Most of us are at least 16% white, if not more. And a lot of us also have random other things mixed in there. I did see one girl who was able to do a DNA test, and she found out she was part Cherokee. I know, a lot of us are mixed with indigenous people, or just random places around the world. So I'm like, what's the point of me connecting with a culture that I'm so far removed from, when we have our own culture that all of y'all be benefiting from? And in this original video where she's saying that, she was basically talking we're stupid. And I'm like, first of all, you answered where you were from by naming a continent, and the Caribbean is an area. Those aren't specific answers. You did not answer dude's question. And she had so much disrespect. I was like, bruh. One, do they not talk about slavery? Do Europeans not know that was a thing? Do other people who aren't American not know that was a thing? I don't even know. It's also, I don't think a lot of people understand that slaves have been coming over here since before a lot of white people got here. So chances are my ancestors were here before these white folks were. So I don't even know. I have a lot to say about this subject. I might make another video. I don't even know. This is so random. I shouldn't post this. I'm gonna just post it. It's just y'all just gonna have to. But yeah, this annoyed me. But the girl who I said, she did a good job. But yeah, anyways.
What do you guys think about that video? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you think coming for someone for not knowing where they come from, and you knowing fully well that they are Black American, is the only jab that you can throw at someone in 2023, then you are the dumb one here. It's almost like these people just, smash the microphone and just start saying something that is so useless. Because how will you say, oh, they don't even know where they come from? The guy hasn't even, finished the question that he was trying to ask them, and they were like, definitely not Americans. It's giving obsession, because if they are the people living rent-free in your head and you can't even think of any other thing, you just definitely not Black Americans. Like, what are you talking about? Like, because they are not white automatically means they are not American. You are insulting someone for not knowing where they come from, and you know they are Black American, and you know slavery happened. You're probably the most stupid person, because if you know what slavery is all about, I don't think you will ever feel the need to tell someone, oh, you don't even know where you come from. It's so shallow, it's so low of you, and I don't think it makes any sense to me. That I have some comment here. This person said, the fact that she says she's Caribbean, like, does she not realize Black Caribbeans were brought there the same way African Americans were brought to America? I don't think these people know anything about history, because if they do, they will not choose to sound stupid in an interview. Another person said, but also, what is their obsession with geography and using it to determine intelligence? Like, they are trying to say some people are dumb while they were actually showing how dumb they were on that interview. Like, it's like what they are trying to do came back to bite them in their ass, and when the guy literally asked them question, they couldn't even differentiate between ethnicity and race. Another one said, also, they are only familiar with California and New York. Tell them you're from Arkansas and they look at you like you are from Mars. Another person said, no, for real, because I feel like every country is like this towards the US. They look down on us for being American, like that is our choice. You know about history, if you've read about slavery, if you've read about how these Black Americans were brought over to America, and you decided to tell them they don't know where they come from, you are not a good person at all. Another person said, and I find it really funny how America is constantly pegged as one of the smartest countries in the world, but people still try to act like we do not know anything. Then I have this long one, said, my indigenous friend gets it from Europeans all the time. They constantly tell her she is not American, she has to be something else. Then someone replied and said, that is why it is ironic whenever Europeans say Americans are so obsessed with race. But let's be honest, these European people are obsessed with race as well, as they love to keep ethnicity and speak on people's identity. Then another person replied and said, Europeans on Twitter were literally trying to say people of color were colonizers too last month. They are so clueless about indigenous people, and it is insane. What do you guys think about those two ladies? What do you guys think about the constant interviews of these people, UK people? Because I have seen so many. These interviews where they will ask them something and you just see them throw jabs, like they just want to like pinch Black Americans especially. They want to throw jabs at them. It's almost like they feel like these people are at war with them, and it does not make any sense, because they are just in their own country living their life, and you're there saying definitely not American. It's like they've snatched or they owe you something that they didn't pay back years ago. I would like to hear what you guys think about this video in the comment section. Share your thoughts and make sure you subscribe before you go, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.